Before we move ahead, I want to clear up one doubt that almost everyone has. People think AI agents and LLM are the same thing and they use this interchangeably, but actually they are not. LLM are basically text generators. They take text as the input and generate text as the output. And one thing to note, like LLM doesn't have any execution capabilities. So if we see LLM, if we ask any question to any LLM, it is basically able to generate the answer because it is just a model, but on its own it can't run any CLI command. It doesn't have the capability to open a Git repo and read it. It doesn't have a capability to deploy anything in the K8s cluster. So basically LLM as a model can only generate answers or generate text based on the question that is asked or based on the text that is given, but it doesn't have any capability to execute something. On the other hand, AI agents has the LLM built in. So what are AI agents? Cursor, Claude, Copilot, all are AI agents, right? So they have the LLM built in and they have the capability to plan something. They have the capability to remember something. So whenever they are doing some task, they have the capability to remember that stuff based on the context. We are not going into this in detail in this video, like how they remember things, but they have the capability. They have the capability to perform a specific task very efficiently, and we'll come on this like how AI agent will able to achieve this domain expertise in this video. So let's not talk about this now. AI agent also has the capability to take action based on the tools, and basically they most important is they have the capability to execute something, right? So if we see any AI agent in action, AI agent will able to run any CLI command. AI agent is able to read the repo, and if they want to do something with the repo, they can do it. AI agent has the capability to deploy something in the K8s cluster. So conclusion of this story is AI agent has the capability to execute something. Now, if we see LLM and AI agent and if we see the differences between them, LLM is just a model and it is basically a text generator. It takes text as an input and give text as the output. On the other hand, AI agents such as Cursor, Claude or Copilot, they have LLM built in and they have much more capabilities. Like they can run workflows. LLM can only do reasoning. AI agent can also do reasoning because they have the LLM built in, right? But they can also execute some task very efficiently, right? LLM doesn't have any capability to execute something, but AI agent has the capability to execute something, and they can call an external system via tools. We have discussed about this tool concept in my previous video, so if you really wanted to understand it, you can watch my previous videos. Next is LLM doesn't have any memory, but AI agent actually has a memory and they keep context about it, and whenever they want to remember something, they fetch the data from that context. So this is all about LLM and AI agent. Now there is one question that is actually coming in my mind, and the question is how this AI agent get the domain expertise. Like we know that, right? AI agent has the LLM built in. So yeah, AI agent has the reasoning capabilities. But how this AI agent has a domain expertise and it can perform any action very, very efficiently? So the answer to this is basically skills. So what AI agent do is whenever they want to perform any task, let's say they want to perform a task regarding Git, they basically take the Git skill, they load it, and they use that skill to perform the task efficiently. Let's say it want to do some task regarding SQL. So what it will do is it will take a SQL skill, it will load it, and then basically it will execute the task very, very efficiently. And in similar way, if a AI agent want to execute some task which is of some different domain, then it will load the skill for that domain and then it will execute it. Now I wanted to tell you, like basically skills make AI agent specialist. So without skills, AI agents are smart because they have LLM built in, right? But they are very generic and they don't have any domain expertise. But when they load skills, like they wanted to do something with Git or SQL or cloud or Kubernetes, they will load that specific skill and they will become a domain specialist, right? So we can say like skill basically gives AI agent a superpower and they become a specialist. Now let's understand the same thing with a real life world analogy. You guys have used phone, right? So phone has basically apps such as maps, Spotify, camera. You use maps to navigate, you use Spotify to hear music, you use camera to take photos, right? But think about a scenario. Let's say we don't have these apps in our phone. Then your phone is basically useless. So in the similar way, AI agent is just like a mobile or a phone, right? And skills are basically the apps, right? And without these skills, the AI agent is basically very generic and it is actually useless because it is not able to perform any task efficiently. Now let's take a real-time scenario, and a user has given a prompt to a AI agent. AI agent can be anything. It can be Cursor, Claude, or it can be Copilot or any other internal AI assistant, right? So user asks, can you deploy this pod in Kubernetes cluster, right, to a AI agent? Now AI agent currently doesn't have the domain expertise, right? It doesn't know about Kubernetes. So what this AI agent will do is basically this AI agent will load that Kubernetes skill, and now our AI agent become a Kubernetes specialist, and now it is able to deploy pods in the Kubernetes cluster. So with the help of the skill, our AI agent actually become a specialist of that domain. Now let's see, like we are talking about skills, right? So how we can write this skill, right? How the skill really looks like, right? So see, this is a skill folder where we have a Kubernetes skill and we have a file called as skill.md. You can ignore other files like tool.json, examples, readme. These are totally optional, so you can ignore it for now. So basically skill.md is the heart of the skills, right? In skill.md, we basically write purpose, we write some instructions, we write some best practices, and we write some examples. But I wanted to tell all of my users is in skill.md we don't write any command. Whatever I am telling this, we just write in a simple English language like a essay. So you can see in my screen, I have written a Kubernetes skill and I have just written purpose, deploy application safely to Kubernetes. So this is my purpose. Now I have written instruction. First check cluster, second check pod, third check manifest, fourth verify the pod status, and what are the best practices you can use, and this is the example, right? So this is just a file where you just write it in plain English and AI agent will able to understand it and do step by step. You don't need to write any command. This is very cool thing. So once you have written this Kubernetes skill, it will load this Kubernetes skill. It means your AI agent will load this skill and it will basically able to deploy the pods in the Kubernetes cluster. So let's see the whole flow in more detail, right? So we have a user, right? And let's say I am the user. I have asked my AI agent, can you deploy my app to Kubernetes, right? Now what did my AI agent do is, my AI agent has the LLM built in. So this LLM has the reasoning capabilities. So now this LLM knows, okay, user is asking to deploy something in Kubernetes, and now the LLM knows that, okay, we have a skill for Kubernetes to deploy the pods, right? So it will tell the AI agent like, can you load this skill? Then what the next step will do is, AI agent will actually load this skill, right? And this skill will actually tell the agent like how should you perform this action in a proper way. Then basically what your AI agent will do is, LLM which is inside the AI agent, it will read the skill line by line, and then for every action it will try to figure it out. Do I have a tool so that I can perform this action? So let's say it has to prepare a manifest. So it will figure out, do I have a tool to prepare a manifest? And then it will select that tool and call to the MCP server. Then it will see the next action. Okay, I have to validate the manifest. Do I have any tool to validate the manifest? It will select the tool and it will call to MCP server. Then the third thing, now it want to deploy. So do I have any tool to deploy? Then it will basically call to MCP server and deploy. And then the fourth step is verify. It will see, do I have any tool to verify? And then it will call and verify the step, right? So I just wanted to give an emphasis that whenever a skill is loaded, basically to perform that action we have to do many sub actions, right? And for every sub action, the AI agent will call a tool to a MCP server. So with single skill, there can be a possibility like your AI agent is invoking multiple tools to fulfill that, right? You just don't think like it's one-to-one mapping, like with one skill we will only call one tool. That is not like that. It is basically one-to-many mapping. With one skill you can call many tools step by step based on what you need. Now after this, once your MCP server get the request regarding that specific tool from your AI agent, then your MCP server will actually do that specific action, right? Now if we see the full flow, we have our user prompt, we have our AI agent, right? User will give the prompt to AI agent. AI agent has the LLM inside, which is basically responsible for the reasoning capabilities. Then your LLM will tell the AI agent like load this skill, we need this skill. Then your AI agent will actually load that Kubernetes skill. Then basically after this, the LLM again read the skill line by line, and then it will tell to your AI agent what tool to invoke, and then your AI agent will invoke multiple tools based on what it requires. And then after that, for every tool, MCP server will receive the request, and then your MCP server will deploy or will execute the action. So this is the total flow. Now I just wanted to tell all of my viewers is, if you really want to create a skill.md file, just create a skill.md file, try it out, load it in your agent and see how your AI agent is behaving. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me in comments. Thank you for supporting DeeperBits. Thanks a lot.